I have read many books in my life, but I don't remember most of the information I gained from them. So what's the benefit of reading so many books? One day, a student asked his professor the same question. The professor remained silent and didn't answer that day. A few days later, the student and professor met by a river. The professor showed the student a pot with holes and said, "Let's go get water from the river with this pot." The pot broke on the ground. The student felt confused, thinking it was a useless task, as it was impossible to carry water with a pot full of holes. However, he couldn't disobey his professor's advice. So he picked up the broken pot and ran towards the river. He filled the pot with water and brought it back, but he couldn't go far. A few steps later, the water leaked out of the holes and fell to the ground. He tried several times but failed and felt frustrated. Afterward, he returned to his professor and said, "I failed. I couldn't bring water in this pot. It's impossible for me. Please forgive me." The professor smiled sweetly and said, "You didn't fail. Look at the pot. It's clean now. It looks like a new pot. Whenever the water leaks out of the holes, the dirt inside the pot is washed away. The same thing happens to you. When you read a book, your mind is like the pot with holes, and the information in the book is like the water. When you read a book, you don't remember everything. But is it necessary to remember all the content? No, because reading books gives you ideas, knowledge, feelings, emotions, and truths that cleanse your mind. Whenever you read a book, you undergo a spiritual transformation, and you are reborn as a new person. This is the main purpose of reading books. If you want to own a house, you start by buying a land. If you want to own an empire, you start by growing your business. If you want to be fit, you start by eating healthy. If you want to be wise, you start by reading books. If you want to travel the world, you start by saving money. If you want to be happy, you start by being grateful. If you want to be wealthy, you start by managing your finances. If you want to be a good leader, you start by leading yourself first. If you want to be a good parent, you start by being a good role model. If you want to be successful, you start by taking small steps. If you want to be confident, you start by believing in yourself. If you want to learn a new skill, you start by practicing daily. If you want to be creative, you start by trying new things. If you want to be respected, you start by respecting others. If you want to build strong relationships, you start by being trustworthy. If you want to achieve your goals, you start by setting them clearly. If you want to be organized, you start by decluttering your space. If you want to be free, you start by letting go of your fears. If you want to make a change, you start by changing yourself first. If you want to run a marathon, you start by walking daily. If you want to start a business, you start by identifying a need. If you want to help others, you start by helping yourself first. If you want to learn a language, you start by practicing every day. If you want to be productive, you start by managing your time wisely. Success doesn't happen overnight, and achieving anything significant requires consistent effort. Whether it's owning a home, starting a business, or gaining respect, the journey begins with a single step. Don't get discouraged by the enormity of the goal ahead. Focus on taking that first step, then the next, and before you know it, you'll be well on your way to realizing your dreams. The key is to start, no matter how small, and stay persistent. Keep believing, and you'll see progress. Find link in bio and read from Atomic Habits for more self-improvement. Some lessons learned from the book, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. If you want to gain knowledge, you start by asking questions. If you want to be healthy, you start by exercising regularly. If you want to be at peace, you start by letting go of grudges. If you want to be strong, you start by enduring challenges with faith. If you want to be kind, you start by being kind to yourself first. If you want to make an impact, you start by being authentic. If you're not doing as well as you want, it means there's something you don't know. It's not what we don't know that prevents us from succeeding. It's what we know that just ain't so. That is our greatest obstacle. If you want to move to a higher level of life, you have to be willing to let go of some of your old ways of thinking and being, and adopt new ones. I have a saying, it's not enough to be in the right place at the right time. You have to be the right person in the right place at the right time. The key to success is to raise your own energy. When you do, people will naturally be attracted to you. And when they show up, bill them. These 4 quadrants are the physical world, the mental world, the emotional world, and the spiritual world. Congratulations if you are able to reach this far, because you're almost there. A lack of money is never, ever, ever a problem. A lack of money is merely a symptom of what is going on underneath. Your financial blueprint consists primarily of the information or programming you received in the past, and especially as a young child. The first element of change is awareness. You can't change something unless you know it exists. The second element of change is understanding. By understanding where your way of thinking originates, you can recognize that it has to come from outside you. The third element of change is disassociation. Once you realize this way of thinking isn't you, you can separate yourself from it and choose in the present whether to keep it or let it go based on who you are today and where you want to be tomorrow. If your motivation for acquiring money or success comes from a non-supportive root such as fear, anger, or the need to prove yourself, your money will never bring you happiness. Money can't make you something you already are. No thought lives in your head rent-free. You have to believe that you are the one who creates your success, that you are the one who creates your mediocrity, and that you are the one creating your struggle around money and success. Your field of focus determines what you find in life. If you want to get rich, focus on making, keeping, and investing your money. If you want to be poor, focus on spending your money. Again, energy is contagious. Either you affect people or infect people. Resenting promotion is one of the greatest obstacles to success. The size of the problem is never the issue. What matters is the size of you. It's true that everyone would want to be rich, but it's also true that only some people get it. Now, it's up to you. Choose the red pill or the blue one. If you choose the blue one, you will forget all these, and you will be able to go on with your life as it was until this moment. But if you choose the red one, you will no longer hide from yourself, and you will be aware of your potential to make reality your field of action towards success. Want to transform your life? Start with the right book. Get yours now. Link in bio.